through it, we do it.
Now you've done it. Have you lost your mind? He's back. And you're listening again. A legend in his own mind. Don't believe me? Just ask him. Here's Tom Schmitz live on WOCA. The Source.
Welcome back to Ocala Talks. 352-622-9622 is the number to call. Let's go out to the phone lines. Good morning. You're on Ocala Talks.
Hi, Tom. Hugh again.
Hey, Hugh.
Say with the population, I'll call it an explosion here, and the amount of new traffic, which is really very, very noticeable. Our roads are really taking a beating. Wherever you drive, you see all these roads with this patchwork kind of a solution right now, and that something like that only lasts so long. But I tell you, it's really getting to be quite a problem. And with the increased volume of traffic, which is only going to get worse, we've got to get something going on these roads to get these roads back in shape.
Yeah, it is. Infrastructure is a real problem. It's one that has been being addressed by the 1 cent sales tax. If you ride around some roads, like 326 used to be a terrible road with potholes and patchwork and everything. It's been completely repaved. 475B is another example of a road that used to be in horrid shape. It's been repaved. It's not been patched. It's been redone and everything. Remember, Hugh, for about 10 or 11 years during the economic downturn from 2008 to about 2018, we did no infrastructure work in this county. None.
Right.
A lot of stuff fell into disrepair. That's why they asked for the 1 cent sales tax. That's why we passed it. Then it was supposed to sunshine. We passed it again. They're making these improvements, but there's so much to do. They're so far behind. It doesn't look like it's happening fast enough. But trust me, they're out there every day doing improvements and trying to fix these roadways.
I personally would not. I would be in favor of another tax increase just to keep up with the roads because it's so important to have decent roads in our city.
Well, this one stretches to 2024 before it sunsets. And there is an option, that we could always put it on the ballot in 2024 to see if we want to keep the sales tax. But, we went 10 years. When you go 10 years as a government without doing any infrastructure work, and they'll say that they were doing it because they needed to get new police cars, and that was more important than fixing the roads and stuff. So that's neither here nor there. They've already made those decisions, but now it's time to pay the piper. And they're out there working every day. Their road closures, and they're trying to fix roads and everything. It's just a very slow process. And as you know, Hugh, during the rainy season, it's almost an impossible project.
Exactly. And not only that, those heavy rainstorms do not do the highways any good.
No, they do not. No, and this heat tears the asphalt up. It's a ongoing situation, but one that the county got way behind in during the economic downturn from 2008 to 2016, 17, around that area.
Well, they're going to have quite a battle ahead because you can certainly tell the difference in traffic between now and maybe like five or 6 years back. It's just I can't believe how much traffic there is right now, and it's just going to get more and more and more.
It is going to get more and more and more. I mean, I yesterday I looked on my Google Maps and found that there was a delay. I went 3.5 miles out of my way, but got me to where I was going almost 10 minutes quicker. Because of traffic issues and everything.
And then with the price of the gas, that's always nice to do that, right?
Right. Hey, and ride down. You want to see traffic, and you know this because this is the side of town we live on. People are like, Tom, it's always a mess over on 200, 484. It's always a mess.
Yeah.
What Hugh's talking about is 5 years ago at 12 in the afternoon, you could drive down the boulevard, and even though there was traffic, it wasn't stop and go traffic. You go at lunchtime and drive up and down the boulevard now, you're in bumper-to-bumper traffic.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's very, very noticeable. It's one of the things that I really I don't have to do a lot of driving myself, but when I go out, I can't believe, at certain roads and certain stop signs and stuff, how many cars are backed up where, just a matter of a few years ago, like one or two maybe, now you're talking 15, 20 cars.
Well,
just unbelievable.
How long at that red light at 35th and 36th, during the heavy traffic times of the early morning when people are going to work, the early evenings when people are coming home from work, those two times, I wouldn't want to have to pull out of your where you live and turn left towards that light.
Let me tell you, you're exactly right, because a couple of times I had to do that, and it's not unusual. I'm talking 5, 10 minutes to get out of here, and that's now with all those 400 homes that are going to be built down the block, and that probably is another 800 cars, two cars per home, So it's going to be a very interesting situation.
It's almost like they need to put a light right there at the entrance to your place.
We were talking about it just to get out of here, as it is right now. And of course, if you go at a certain time of the day, which I try to do, it ain't that much of a problem. But like you say, noon hour or let's say morning rush or evening rush, I mean, it's a challenge to get out of here, for God's sakes.
And that's just if you're going right. It's almost impossible to get out of there if you're going left.
Exactly right. So, and it's not going to get any better, but. Well, I don't know. We'll see what happens. It's going to be a very interesting future here.
It is. Thanks for the call, Hugh.
Okay, take care, buddy.
He makes a very good point. It's it's going to be a close call on how quick they can get these roads and this infrastructure. Some of the roads repaired and other roads widened or created to alleviate some of this traffic that is coming because we continue to grow as a community. This problem is not going away. It definitely isn't going away. And, we think it's bad where Hugh and I live relatively close to each other, probably 3 miles as the crow flies. But, people have been experiencing these problems on 200. I mean, 200's 6 lane, and it's still a mess. 60th, 80th. 484, it's a mess. And it's because there's a large population of people that live out there. And it's a very well-maintained road. It's in good shape. It's just heavy traffic. Well, some of these roads can't even handle the heavy traffic because of the disrepair they're in. But they're diligently working on it. We'll take a break. We'll be back after this time out. You're listening to Ocala Talks on 1370 AM, 96.3 FM. This is WOCA, The Source.
USA Radio News with Lance Pry.
Turkey agreed Tuesday to lift their objections to Sweden and Finland joining NATO, paving the way for the two